Yeah, I told y'all we were back, man. Take this walk with me, man. If y'all ain't seen it, we did a reaction to Money Game Part 2. That's the video we just did before that. I told you guys I was going to do all three this week. I'm holding up, man. I'm definitely doing it. Appreciate all the love and support. Money Game 2 blew my mind. This is Money Game 3. Comes from his Sick Boy album from 2023. I'm looking at the credits. There's a lot of people involved in this, so I'm going to definitely shout them out at the end of the video and all that. But yeah, yo, I'm hyped to get right into it. I'm trying to see what's popping with this. He's got me locked in. He's talking about a lot of stuff I'm interested in. I learned a lot of my life through music and artists. Let's get right into it, y'all. Thanks for all the love and support for the Dopest RENegades, man. Let's see what's popping with Money Game Part 3. The Bag Man.
Tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. 35, he gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion. Heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck. Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45, Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Oh, hey, man, yo, whew. Whole lot to unpack there, y'all. Whole lot to unpack, man. Ren was going off, man. It's wild because it's like what I envision from like the video and everything. My like analysis on it is, all right. So in the beginning, I knew it was Ren on the piano just because I'm looking at the rings. I knew it was Ren, you know. So when he's over there playing and everything, the dude comes through and then Ren taps, like the dude taps Ren on the shoulder, like it's your time, like you up. You know, another guy with a money bag on his head. He sit down, Ren go in the mirror, and he sees himself. Then he starts telling the story, and I see everybody around him with the bag of money on their head. I'm guessing this is symbolic for the people that have not woke up yet. Like these are the people that are still playing the money game, so they got the bag on their head. When you stop playing the money game, the bag gets removed. That's what I get from it. And then you got Jimmy. You know, Jimmy since a kid, he's been, you know, his dad has been teaching him to be a man, chase the money, chase the money, chase the money, chase the money. He's got that state of mind. And if you guys got kids, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you instill something in their brain, it's like, you know, they're sponges. Like they want to make you proud. You know, they want to make you proud as parents. So obviously, like, Jimmy feels like he's making his dad proud. You know, he's a man now. You know, he's doing all this stuff. He's running for president. He's doing all this other stuff. And then, of course, then he ends up in, like, you know, the drug game and all that stuff, ends up getting clapped. And then now he's sitting there just reminiscing on life. You know, he has all these gold and all this fortune, but he's handicapped. He can't walk no more. And it all came from him chasing the money. Then he gets to the point where he's just like, man, I'm thinking about my dad. I'm thinking about everything going on. 45 with a 45. That right there was clever, too. And he decides to take his own life. That wasn't supposed to rhyme, but that was a bar. That was cold. But yeah, man, it's just in the end result of the money game. Like this could be your fate if you only chase money, you know. And there's a lot of things that happen around in life, like just me too. Like I find myself just, I don't know, just realizing like how fortunate and how blessed I am. Like how I have like a wife, I have kids, and like we could play in the backyard and all that stuff, and just watching them grow and all that. To me, that's more important than the money. But then the way society is set up, it's like you need money to be comfortable and everything. But the way the stuff that's being pushed by Ren is he's doing what he loves to do and the money's coming to him. You know, the law of attraction. If you guys are familiar with that, it's the law of attraction. You start doing what you love and the money chases you instead of you chasing the money. Now you flip the narrative. And that's obviously what Ren has put in place for himself. He's never stressing about money. He's always he's living his life and he's being happy. But it's like I could understand from the other aspect of people that aren't as fortunate or they haven't unlocked that version of their higher self to know what to actually get into to help circulate money and all that other stuff. So, you know, everybody's going to find their way. You just got to make sure that you find your way. Like me, I like to meditate and all that other stuff and manifest positive affirmations in the morning. I do stuff like that, man. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get back into this. Yeah, man, the choir he had going on was like, just I loved it, like how the camera flipped and everything, and the choir was there when they were like grabbing Jimmy and everything. It was fire, man. His artistry. Has he made a movie, like a legitimate movie? He needs to make a legitimate movie. He's got an eye for like detail and all this stuff. Let's get it, y'all. We're gonna walk, we're not gonna run. Let's go. He is so cold on this piano too, man. He killing it. And if for y'all that don't know, a piano is my favorite production instrument in music, period. Piano is like my favorite sound I like to hear in production. I love the camera angles too. Have you ever thought that maybe Money Game Part 3 might actually be before Money Game Part 1? If you think about it, maybe Money Game Part 3 happened before Part 1. So Ren goes to, you know, Part 1, like after all this has happened, then the dude is playing the money game on the guitar. And he's like, nah, I've seen this before. Nah, man, I gotta enlighten you, man. You gotta wake up. Man, I put eyes on you. You still won't wake up. Yo, this could end up bad for you. Just my thoughts. Hey. And then you got homie waking up. And I ain't gonna lie, man. And it's like and that's another thing too. Ren is playing a different sound, almost like he's woken up already. He's not playing the same money game tune. Well, what we like to call it, the money game tune. He's playing something else, and it's almost like him playing something else woke up this other money game dude, and he's like, "Nah, man, that's enough. Like, you're not part of this no more." I love the sounds too. That ASMR. And then he's like, "Wait a minute, I can see." And I love how the breathing is exaggerated too. Like, you hear Ren breathing a lot, and it's like it's exaggerated on purpose, so it makes you feel like you're there. And then the singing too, man, like the tones, like it's just like it's like he's got like, you know, his voice is like that instrument as well as the instruments. And it's like so soulful too. Now let's get it, y'all. He's like, "Let me tell you about a boy named Jimmy, 1 year old, and his first words were mine, mine, gimme." It sounds like, you know, he's ready for the money already. 2 year old, he was walking. 3 years old, he was walking quickly. 4 years old, he was running around the pavement of his city. 5 years old, his daddy told him, "Listen here, son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants." You know, because Jimmy always said, "Gimme, gimme." So obviously they were handing him stuff. So by the age of 5, they, you know, his dad was like, "Yo, I'm gonna show you this money game. I'm gonna introduce it to you." 6 years old, he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. So he's already had, his dad saw how smart he was and everything, and he's been schooling him, pretty much grooming him into, you know, the money game.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city.
I love the way that Ren's over there talking and he's walking up to the boy and you see the money bag already on his head.
5 years old and his daddy told him, "Listen here, son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants." 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1.
8 years old, he's praised for unusual grades. His parents pay for private school to nurture the flame. So obviously we know private schools, you know, that's supposed to be good education and everything. I went to a private school, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, middle school, I went to a private middle school and everything. And I know with my experience, that was like a foundation. I don't know, man. That was like a meeting of all the bad kids in the city, in my opinion. Like, private school didn't do for me. It exposed me to a lot of stuff that I think public school won't even do. And it's like a meeting of the bad kids. But that's my experience. I know everybody's is different, but that just kind of like made me think about it. So he's like, 8 years old, pray for unusual grades. His parents pay for private school to nurture the flame. Obviously nurture, you know, his brain and everything, and like to push him further. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, "Son, money is the means to all ends." So now his dad told him again. He whispers the money game to him again when he's 13.
8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents pay for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, "Son, money is the means to all ends."
14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. The boy is smart. He develops complex software code. Complex software code that detects weakness in cybersecurity protocols. And he sells his vision, keeping a share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. So he you know what I'm saying? He designed the software and he sold off the shares. So he's a millionaire now. So it's like, it's so many opportunities that this whole money game that his dad's telling him could have stopped. Like when he was getting those good grades, they could have been like, "Hey son, what do you like to do?" Hey, let's do that. And because of his mind, he would have been able to excel in whatever his passion was. But his dad is like pushing this money on him. So he's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna take my thought process and I'm gonna invest it in the money, and I'm gonna keep chasing the dollar. You know, even though I'm a millionaire now, I'm gonna still keep chasing more money. And now, obviously, greed is starting to come into place.
14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the
And then you got Ren like throwing the money at him and everything, like he made it.
share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can.
That right there is crazy, man. So he's like, that's when his dad's like, yo, the world don't give a damn about you. Take all that you can. So now he activated his son, man. And that's the thing about it, man. Us as parents and everything, we gotta be more mindful of our influence on children. Like, they're gonna do what you want them to do a lot of times, and like they're gonna watch you. So even when you don't think they're watching you, they're watching you. So he's like, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then a lie will sell itself. 23, life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. Now he's in the drug gang, y'all. He makes the Forbes list. They're applauding his name. And his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean you won. So his dad's like, that's still not enough. Yeah, you're a millionaire. Still not enough. Yeah, you make good grades in private school. Still not enough. Still not enough. Keep chasing. Go higher. Go higher. Go higher. Keep being consumed by that dollar and playing the money game.
19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won.
My bad, Cristal and cocaine. So we're talking about Cristal, we're talking about the champagne. Cristal and cocaine. You know, rich people, a lot of times they sip Cristal and they sniff cocaine. So he's not into the drug joint yet. He's talking about him being a user and, you know, doing what like a lot of rich folk do. Allegedly. He was like, that don't mean that you won. A business shift. He switches business to arms. So we already know what he switches business to arms. Now he's an arms dealer, right? He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. Inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. So obviously the Senate, you know, so we're talking about corrupt politicians now. Inside the Senate bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30. His dad says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. So he's saying like, you need to go harder. Like, you're not even the president yet. You're still a servant. You know, you still answer to somebody. You don't need to answer to nobody. And this poor kid, man, at the age of like 29, 30, like he's dealing with this.
26, a business shift. He switches business.
And I love this part right here. 26, a business shift. And then the way the hands clap and he goes underneath it and then he slides them like the nuclear briefcase. I love the way that Ren does that, man. The way he captures moments like this. Like this right here is hard to me. I like this moment right here is hard. Like it's dope, man, for the visuals.
To arms, he's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place.
He's like, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. So now we're talking about that heroin, we're talking about that cocaine, we're talking about all that stuff. That's why he's saying a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. So he did this thing right here to get approval from his dad. He's like, yo, the drug game offers a whole lot of money. So let me get into that, you know. So I was already an arms dealer. Let me get into this too. So he's like moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33. Filling warehouses with powder and guns. So he's dealing drugs and guns. So we all know that's where like a lot of the money comes from. Like what that's why it's so popular to like deal arms and drugs and all that stuff. And that's why you do a lot of time for it too. Life. 32 moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33 filling warehouses with powder and guns. Turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the popo inside of his pocket. Blind eye from the popo inside of his pocket. So pretty much this right here, like pretty much he's got somebody paid off. You know, he pays the police to turn a blind eye. He's in the police's pocket. He said he gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. So he gets a phone call from, I'm guessing, the paid off cop, I'm guessing.
31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket.
Okay, never mind. So those two aren't related. So he's like, you know, he's pretty much saying turf war with nobody to stop it. So nobody could stop the turf war because he's got the police paid off. So he's like blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. So the turf wars keep going on because he has the police paid off. So the police is not going to do anything to him and his people because he got them paid off.
"35. He gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 30.
I like how Ren jumps into character now. Now he's about to jump into the boy's character. So he's like getting pissed up, abusing his product. So he's abusing your product. Pretty much he's a user. You know what they say, don't get high off your own supply. So he's messed up, he's depressed. So now he's sniffing cocaine, heroin, whatever he's dealing, he's messing with it. Eyes glazed, disposition demonic, with the prostitute a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. So y'all know what that is. When you heat up a silver spoon, like he's doing heroin, when he's doing drugs on the spoon, you bend the spoon, you light on the bottom and everything, injection, whatever it is, however he's smoking it. Getting reckless and hungry for power, daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. So here it is, you know, he's like, all right, my dad's final wishes was for me to take over, make as much money as possible and get the power. So his dad dies, and that makes him go even harder. Like, his dad being alive, he would have slowed, like, he would still had the same fate if his dad wouldn't have changed. His dad could have stopped the whole thing, or maybe he couldn't. But like, his dad dying just made him go berserk, pretty much.
6, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate.
Yo, so this one right here, man, this whole makes a move against the cartel. I already knew where this was going, and I like the whole chasing the dragon, obviously chasing the high and everything. But this part right here was dope to me. Just the way he had the pipe bomb going and all that other stuff while he's in the middle of talking. It's like things keep happening, and like this kid is on demon time. He was like 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in the hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebrae and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck. So, like, it's like, man, think about it, man. If you're an arms dealer, right? Why, like, you got all this money, right? This is this, and I guess I could take this to like his dad passing away, so he's not really in his right state of mind. Like, why would you be in war? You know what I'm saying? Usually the people, the arms dealers and all that stuff, they're away from everything. You know what I'm saying? They have people hired. They fund the money. You know what I'm saying? They're not really, you don't really, you know, the people that run the arms dealer, the people that run all that stuff, the whole operation, you don't see them. You see their flunkies, you see their dojers, you see their captains, their lieutenants, but you never see them. This man is in war. Like, you're the face of the product, literally. And you're out here trying to rage against the cartel. Like, you got soldiers for that, and you get shot in the spine and in the leg, and now you can't walk. It's crazy.
Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
I like that right there, man. Just how he just pulls up. And everybody with the money bags, with all this going on, everybody is out for the money game. So obviously you have the doctor, the money game. You got, you know, the person at the desk, the money game. You got the people with the product, the money game. They're all doing this for the money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's like highlighting around all this other controversy going on. It's crazy, man. So he's like, and then like, of course, obviously he got shot. He got shot at the age of 39. And then he's like, let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. You know, he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. But when he was a kid, those are the words he was saying. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly, never running around the pavement of his city. When he was a kid, he was running around the pavement of his city. He was walking when he was younger. So pretty much now we're doing a reflection on like his life. Like it's like a contrast. So it's like, it's crazy how at this age, 41. So let me look at this, man. Hold on, man. Red is clever. Yeah, man. So he goes through the whole gimme, gimme, gimme line, and then he switches it, like saying like, oh, that's back when time was good. That's when life was peaceful, because he was walking quickly when he was a kid. He was running through pavements in the city, and now he's paralyzed and he can't do none of that no more. He took it for granted all because of the money. So he's like, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running around pavement of his city. 44, inside the palace with a mountain of gold. Pretty much he's saying this doesn't matter. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Like, you know what I'm saying? He changed his perspective, so he don't care about the gold no more or the money. Now he's just caring about his health and like what he can't do. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hands inside the cookie jar. Take more than you need. I get it now. When y'all kept saying he's got to watch Money Game Part 3 to understand, you know, the hand in the cookie jar. I get it now, man. Salute to y'all. Let's get caught back up. The bottle drop too. Y'all hear the bottle drop? Nothing else matters now. And then the orchestra is being set up while he's doing this. Like you hear all this movement. I'm like, what's going on? He turns him with the orchestra behind him. Clever as hell. Genius. And they got the bags on their head too.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his
crazy, man. And his example is exaggerated versions of me, and it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. Yo, over there dropping bars, man. He was like, that's what he said. He's like, the example we're talking about is an overly exaggerated version of all of us. Like, if you're taught to just get to the money and all that stuff, it's like, something like this may not happen to you. It might be, depending on how hard you are in the streets and everything. But things like these happen. You start to, like, if you get sick, you start to, y'all ever like, man, y'all ever, I'm pretty sure y'all, I don't know if y'all talked about it or not. You ever like just got sick, like, you know, nasally sick, and you just start reminiscing when both your nostrils worked? It's like, it sounds like that, man, I took that for granted, man. I was over there worried about going to work. I didn't even realize how good I was breathing. It's something simple like that. Or like, you know, and then like maybe you're sick, you got a stomach bug, you're like, yo, I can't believe I used to walk around without feeling this, you know, this bug in my stomach and having to run to the bathroom with it coming out of both ends. I can't believe I'm actually in my regular state. I'm able to sit here. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need to learn how to embrace the present. You know, the future is cool. Definitely keep your eye on the future, but embrace the present and just like live for the moment, man. Because, you know, you might not even make it to that future place you're looking at, you know. Unfortunately, you know, anything could happen. So love your family, love the people around you, because you never know how like the tables could turn. That's why you always got to treat people good too, man. That stuff comes back crazy if you don't. I've seen it happen to too many people. It's happened to me before too, and it made me more humble.
His example is exaggerated versions of me, and it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music.
I love this part right here, dude. Cut the music. Then he picks up the camera. And then he talks and he's like, this isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. You know, we disagree on stuff and we end up dividing after we fight each other. Truth is less important than the money that we design. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. That right there is crazy. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention borders and invention? Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution, and then that's when he goes over to like the pistol and everything.
This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Borders an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution.
Then he looks at the gun and everything. I love those silent moments that we was talking about in the comments, man. Them silent moments are like everything right there. In the ASMR, you hear everything. And he's like, everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. That's a fact right there. There's so many good people out here that are, man, you know, man, I'm pretty sure you guys know it too, man. Just being at jobs, you see somebody with such a great soul at a job and you see the way the boss treats them or the way that other employees treat them, and they're just such good people, man. And they will rather let themselves get railroaded than stand up for themselves because their soul is so good. And then these people in these jobs treat them that way because they know they're a pushover. But we all know when it comes to the people pushing over those good souls, it's an insecurity within them. They feel like they want to have power over them. They know they're a good person. So it's like, yo, he's a good person. I can use my negative energy to kill his good energy, and I can make him do, he or she do whatever I want because they're scared to stand up to me. And then you got people like me, right? Then you got people like me that sees that. I was battling with stuff like that in high school for a long time. Like my friends, like that people would consider nerds and stuff like that, they would get picked on in high school, and I'll be the one over there like, whoa, why are you picking on him for? What'd he do to you? And then I would end up in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I always be told, well, you need to worry about yourself. Stop worrying about other people. This and that, you know? But it's just like, I've always hated that. So then me being in the workspace and I see it go down at work, I'll be having to kind of chill out with myself and be like, nah, man, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You could tell them about it, but you can't fight their own fight for them. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. And it's sad to see. My bad, y'all. I kind of got off subject. I got triggered for a little bit. He's like, everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in school to always be sheep, put themselves before the herd, if there's more money for me. So he's saying like these kids get groomed for the money and everything. So it just builds a cycle as they get older. And then more kids want the money, more kids want the money, more kids want the money. I teach my kids that I tell them, do what you love. I was like, if you do what you love, the money will come. And then we're trying to have them in a position where when they get older, they're not going to have to worry about money. They could just really focus on being happy. And that's what we're teaching them now. We're teaching them how to count money and all that stuff, just so, of course, obviously nobody steals from them. But like, that's not the foundation of why they're doing what they're doing.
Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me.
See, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside, Petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface, then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. So he's out here preaching, man. Ren's out here preaching.
Then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds.
Petri dish.
Mold will grow upon the surface, then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
Hey, talk. And then, the orchestra comes back. See, and I was wondering, but I love, man, I love how he jumps into character, man. He jumps in and out of character. He jumps out, talks. He's a narrator, then he's Jimmy again, then he's a narrator. In the beginning, he was a narrator until things started going crazy for Jimmy. Then he pops up into Jimmy and gives you a visual of Jimmy. It's like he gives you visuals of Jimmy, like as himself at just the right times, you know, when it's like relatable, I guess. But so he finishes off. He's like 45. Jimmy comes home, out of the rain, soaking wet upon the wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants. He has fortune and fame. The things he worked hard for, he finally got it, but he's handicapped. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain, 45 a fitting number because his age is the same. Here's the words of his father. It's such a damn shame. Then he presses the trigger of a money game. Presses on the trigger of a money game. That right there is crazy, man. Crazy way to end this, man, for real. But Ren did his thing.
45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants. He is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father. It's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
See, and then the orchestra, they stop at just the right time and everything. That right there is wild. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. You know, on YouTube, one of my videos got taken down for something, that type of visual right there. So I'm hoping this video reaches you guys. If not, I gotta cut out that visual. So if you guys are watching, it's like, yo, what happened at the very end? I had to cut the visual out. But if you guys, you know, saw it, then they didn't cut it out. But yeah, man, this was fire right here. 10 out of 10 easily. Salute to the producers, Secret Garden Party, Square Sun Studios, the video clap loader, Hamish Gunn Wilson, video gaffer, video gaffer, I think that's what it is, Jacob Bacon, video focus puller, Hamish Gunn Wilson, Jack Hader, video steadicam operator, Bew Pritchard James, video director of photography, Samuel Perry Falvey, video production assistants, Effie Haven, video prop master, Alex Denholm and Louis Marion, video VFX artist, Josh Stiles, video director, Samuel Perry Falvey. I'm just reading credits like the end of a movie, y'all. And Ren, cello, Alexandra Marshall, and Marion Portelance, violin, Dan Oates, viola, Jordan Bergams, piano, Charlie Wolfburn, and Ren. So the dude that walked up was Charlie. Salute to Charlie, man. Salute to Romaine too, man. Y'all were saying Ren's friend Romaine was the one with the bag of money on his head in Money Game 1. So if you guys are watching this video, we did Money Game 1 as well. Make sure y'all check that out too. Yeah, man, there's not really much to say. Like, I'm blown away as always. I'm enjoying this Ren journey. I appreciate you guys having me. You guys, it's kind of crazy. You guys are, you know, kind of pissing off some of the people in my channel before y'all got here and everything. Like, one of the homies is like, well, channel was good until, you know, until they found their way. Well, channel, what did he say? Channel was good until Ren reactions. It was good while it lasted or something like that. But it's like, I'm still covering, you guys already know, I'm still covering artists that we were covering before Ren. Because I say all the time, like, since I started this YouTube channel, I said, this is not an artist channel. This is a channel for us to talk about music and everything. Right now, Ren is the focal point right now. Yes, I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I want to learn more. I take deep dives when it comes to these artists. And that helps me learn more about this thing that I call music and that I love, that we call music. So the more I learn about more artists and their artistry, the more I have more topics to discuss with people. If we're talking about like rap and hip hop and all that stuff, I could bring up Ren. I mean, I could bring up Ren in any category because he could do everything. But that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. So we have a lot of special artists up here and I learned something from all of them. So yeah, y'all, I appreciate this journey I'm on. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to keep doing our thing. Protect your peace with your peace. Stay away from negativity and naysayers. I love you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the Renegades. Dopest Renegades, man. Dopest community, man. We outside. More coming to you guys next week. I got 4 videos up here. You guys can watch these joints like over the weekend. I'm dropping it Friday night, so that's what's going on right now. I gotta upload all these joints right after this video. I had a really good time. It's really fun with these reactions. It's really fun chopping it up with y'all in the comments. I will holler at y'all later. on y'all later. I will holler at y'all later. Protect your peace with your peace. Stay away from negativity and naysayers. And you guys be easy out there and be safe. See you soon. Peace.